These are the animals which have managed to harness the power of electricity. Take the example of the electric scallop. They use pulses of electricity as an effective deterrent to predators. But if it's real power you want, watch out for the electric numray. Not only can it strike with deadly effect, but the poor unfortunate victim is zapped with more than 200 volts of electricity, the equivalent of most domestic supplies. Scientists believe such creatures are able to generate and store electricity thanks to some very clever use of bacteria. It seems we still have a lot to learn about how and why the sea creates such a diverse range of creatures. To this day, we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about our oceans.
The chances of seeing something that nobody else has ever seen before is high. And I think it's probably the only job in the world where you can guarantee that perhaps you might see something new that day.
Even working round the clock, the remotely operated vehicle of Southampton Oceanographic Institute can only ever explore a minuscule proportion of the vast and still virtually unknown seabed. Theirs is a quest to discover the weirdest inhabitants of the undersea world. And not only in the depths of the abyss, but even in the ocean shallows, there's so much to discover. Almost daily, the remotely operated cameras that routinely film the deep structures of the oil industry are revealing new species and catching fleeting glimpses of marine life rarely seen. In the pioneering collaboration of the Serpent Project, the scientists are being given access to the footage from these cameras. It's a kind of undersea neighbourhood watch to help science make sense of the least explored part of our planet, and provides many more electronic eyes scouring the ocean thousands of metres down, hunting for new species.
If we can even get a small amount of images and footage back from, say, half of these vehicles across the world, the chances are we'll stumble across some things which are quite amazing. So I think it's just increasing the chances of seeing something weird, or increasing the chances of finding something new.
And the project is paying dividends. At a depth of around 400 metres near the Shetlands off Scotland, the remote camera belonging to BP is again being put to scientific use. This time they stumble across what the scientists are calling the murderous crab. It's devised a brutal way of devouring its prey. Having caught one of the krill attracted by the lights of the submersible, the murderous crab uses its small but powerful pincers to decapitate its victim. Only then can it manage to eat its meal. Scientists who watched this grisly feeding method found that the murderous crab was successful in 1 strike out of every 10. Once the krill is caught, death appears to be a certainty.
There's always this arms war going on with, as the prey develop better defences, so the predators have to invent more ingenious ways of catching them and become more highly evolved in order to grab those prey and make the most of the opportunity.
With the video slowed down, we can see just how violent and deliberate the execution is. But it's not only in the cold ocean depths that strange and unusual crabs are found. Who would have guessed that this is in fact a crab, only one with hair? Not surprisingly, it's been given the name of orangutan crab. And And these weird skeletal creatures are also species of crab that have evolved over time to fill a specific and specialized undersea niche. Another crab carries on its head pieces of the seaweed on which it feeds, so that it becomes indistinguishable from its surroundings. Morphology is the buzzword of science, the study of how species evolve very differently depending on their environments. Take the shark. This is the classic shape that people believe a shark to be. Streamlined body, sharply pointed head containing rows of sharp teeth, gliding through the ocean on fins like the wings of a fighter plane. In many ways, the shark is the pinnacle of evolution, the perfect predator. But there are many variations on the shark theme. The hammerhead shark has evolved with eyes protruding at the most extreme points of their bizarrely shaped heads. One of the biggest fish in the sea is the giant basking shark. Although coming from the same branch of the shark family as the ocean's deadliest predator, the great white, meat is not a part of its diet. Instead, it survives on plankton strained from the ocean. Then there's the thresher shark with its long, sweeping tail as long as its body. We still can't explain why these sharks have evolved in this particular way. Strangest of all is the saw shark. This rarely seen deep-water shark is believed by science to kill its prey by slashing them with its sharply spiked snout. But this is just theory, as no one has ever witnessed them feed. The warm, shallow tropical reef is a kaleidoscope of colour. But take a closer look. Hiding beneath a table coral is one of the ocean's most brightly patterned weirdos. The Rhinopius is the holy grail of fish for underwater photographers. It's another member of the scorpionfish family.